So I've had bad experiences with smartwatches so far. The thing is, Apple makes the products more fun than anyone else. And if you look at the sort of display, the imaginative, it's almost like a little piece of art, a little holographic. It's almost like part of a game to play with this watch. It's going to be so special. Everyone is going to notice, just like you do nowadays, you walk around, you got an iPhone, you got an iPhone, you got an iPhone. A lot of people, especially in hip camp areas, they have to have that. They're going to be saying, you got the right watch, you got the same watch as me. Oh, I am wearing a cool watch. I like unusual things. These are old vacuum tubes that haven't been made for 45 years. They run on high power, high voltage. It's waterproof, so you can take it in the bathtub at least once. When I turn my wrist, I read it. So it can't be on all the time, or it would run the battery down in a minute. This is not the Apple Watch.
No, absolutely.
Well, you know what? I look around nowadays, and a lot of times when you're in groups of older people, they still wear a lot of watches, usually like jewelry. And younger people tend to wear no watch. They kind of got rid of it. It's a nuisance. It's in the way. That's the question about a smartwatch. Is it going to be kind of in the way, or is it going to be a new class of jewelry that came back? Obviously, your wrist is free, and it's an easy, but it has to have a good enough use. Well, look at how many people have diabetes. If this thing's actually measuring blood sugars, monitoring them all day long, oh my gosh, there's a built-in niche market that's very huge already. And Apple has this thing. They've made so many good products that everybody who owns Apple products will buy it. And that means millions of people will buy this watch right from the start. And that helps get a critical mass going. Well, from reading rumors, it could even be something like some self-driving cars, which is going to be an important technology in the future, and it's coming faster than we ever imagined. Of course, it could be like one of the questions I had today could be something about drones. I would think artificial intelligence being naturally speaking what you feel and almost always being understood without having to think out, and you can pause and not confuse the device. I think working on better voice recognition is really the thing that's going to make the biggest difference for people, myself. We've been touched a couple of times, but I certainly don't want to push myself into, oh my gosh, you're playing me, I've got to talk to you. Because here's the problem. You don't want a person who's a principal in an upcoming movie to be having a role with directing them or something, because that could only be interference. That could only cause problems for the movie crew. It's their movie. And and Seth he's an accomplished actor. He's played a lot of roles. I think he's going to do very well as playing me. Addiction to the phone, addiction to anything probably has some dangers in terms of what was before, but then once you get very used to it, if you're in a society that's accustomed to a lot of people being addicted to cigarettes or alcohol or something like that, it just sort of becomes just one of the natural things. You don't really, it's hard to measure how dangerous it is. It's more dangerous to a prior lifestyle that goes away than anything else.
So it's a social danger.
Yeah, in other words, you don't say, my gosh, you guys, we older folks, we had these beautiful newspapers and you don't have them, you don't know how great it really worked. They can hear that, but they don't even care. They don't even know it. To them, they have the modern world. It's not a worse world. It's not a worse world that they're missing things that gave us pleasure. They have their own pleasure different ways. The key to not interacting with other people is I can move very fast, get an awful lot done by one person that committees would take forever on, and I'm free to think outside the boundaries where there aren't people saying, no, you don't do it this way, here's how it's done and here's why. No, I can think, I'm going to build the thing that I want. It gave me a very good motivation factor.